My name's Nicholas Thompson, I'm a makeup artist, and this is how you make a zombie. What I'm going to do is I'm going to mix up a little bit of sculpt gel, and these are for some wounds. But don't worry if you don't have sculpt gel, you can just melt down a little bit of candle wax. The reason I'm doing it before I start the makeup is so that later on, we've got all of this texture there just lying underneath. It's already there, it's already dormant, and we can work with that. And that's our base. I'm going to carve into that. So I'm just smoothing this down at the edges. Lots of people neglect hands when they're doing makeups. It's almost like, well, my face looks great, don't need to do my hands. Okay, that's lovely. Okay, so I'm happy with that now. And you can just dry that off gently with a hairdryer. I like to start off with a base colour, and then you can go darker and lighter as you like with highlights. Okay, so Jamie's closing his eyes here. Now, I like to use a sponge because that has ease of application and it's quick. So when you are doing a makeup, it's good to have an idea of how you want the whole thing to look. And the way to do that is to go online, or to go to the library, or to watch zombie films. Look at the things that you like. Doing his ears as well. Okay, a lot of people forget ears, and I'm going to go to the neck. But the neck is going to have something different in a minute. And this is just a little bit of dusty colour. So now I'm just powdering that on. This is just creating a bit of colour and a bit of definition, yeah? So now you can see there's a clear tonal change. Now I can just bring a little bit of that colour up here, working in the temples. Okay, and a bit of sort of dust and schmutz in the hair as well. You should always use a clean sponge when you're working with makeup. That way you're not getting any contamination, it's healthy, it's hygienic, it's good. So now I'm just sponging this brown. Now this brown's very brown, okay? He's got a bit of a panda thing going on at the moment. And already you can see, just with a bit of liberal tapping, there's a blend happening there. And already Jamie is not looking particularly healthy. So I'm just gonna go under the eyes, but just be very careful with the eyes. I'm just gonna brown these off as well. But that's just trying to create that skeletal look, the very gaunt cheeks. That's what we're kind of trying to go for. I'm going to go in, just like a dark red now. A bit of brown again. Now I'm just going to start just padding, just blending. Blending some of those colours. And that's just creating that textured look. I'm going to go in with some purple. Okay, now this purple's a very purple. So you don't want too much of this. Just a hint to give the impression of a bit of bruising. Okay, and I've got a little squirty bottle here. Close your eyes, please, Jamie. Okay, so what I'm doing now is I'm just spritzing Jamie. And I'm just doing this so that everything's not so blocky. These are just some reds and some browns. I'm just going to patch these onto the wounds. I'm just sponging around the edges, but I'm not getting to the recesses. The reason I'm not getting to the recesses is because I'm going to be doing that later with different colours. I'm just working into what I made earlier. It's very important to know about texture, to have your deep deeps and your high highs, because that just allows you to make the makeup pop. Getting that nice brown that I've been using throughout the makeup, it's really just getting into these scars and aterations. I can highlight some areas around here, around this ridge. Maybe something on the nose, giving that a light sponge on. Now, I think it's time to go in with a bit of blood. Okay, what we're going to use here is deep red food colouring. And it tastes nice and it's skin safe. And then I've got some golden syrup. So it's very sticky. Now this is red golden syrup, and that's just straight from the store. So just a little bit of blue, you don't want too much. Okay, and that will just darken up everything from here. So now what I'm doing is I'm painting in to those areas from earlier. Just painting into those cuts. I am going to sponge them as well. See, just like that, just tap a sponge there. Because I'm going to get my handy friend, the toothbrush, and I'm just rubbing this in the blood. Okay, and now I'm just going to flick it. So where the wounds are, it looks like there's been a bit of action from there. Okay, so just take a look at that. So we're going to talk costume. If you've got a cheese grater, you can grate some jeans, or you can grate your shirt. You can rub a little bit of dirt in there, a little bit of manure, something like that. So little snips there. But you don't want it to look too clean, because remember, it's being ripped. He's a zombie, so rips, tears. So maybe start with a pair of scissors, and then you're cutting out chunks, but you can also have like these rips, these tears, these snares. Some of dirt again that I use for his neck. So you just pad that, dust him down. And this is so quick, you can see how quick this is. Now I've dusted that off, get back in there with your blood. Anywhere there's a cut, there could be a wound, a little bit of dust, a little bit of a flick. So now you've got your costume, looking how you like it, your face, looking how you like that. Mr. Zombie, would you like to drink a little bit of that? Have that. There you go. Now, just like to flow. That's the good stuff.
Peggy's 16.
This girl is wanted for treason.
They have no idea what they're up against.
She is the enemy.
She is Jodie Holmes, and she is coming.
Next time, I'll kill everyone.
Beyond Two Souls, only on PlayStation 3.